Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. This is Vic, Vic's Basement Brewcast, brought to you by South Jersey Beer Scene. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, iTunes. We are also on Hopped Up Network, or wherever you can find any fine podcast, which I don't know how we're on there, but it is a fine podcast. With me, of course, as always, is my sidekick. I missed him the last time out. My partner, the man of many names, Richard the Zoom King Rabbit. Hello, Richard. How are you?
Hello, kind sir. How are you, fella?
I am doing well. And with us also, I got a few other guests there. I have with us a man well known in the South Jersey beer community, and he's also known by many names also, Mr. Dan Hoover. Good day, Mr. Hoover. How are you?
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Looking forward to this.
Dan also, it has more untapped, whatever they call them, than anyone I know of. What are you up to, Dan? How many?
I'm at a humble almost 7,500 different beers checked in.
7,500 different beers. Overall, you're what, about 14,000 overall?
I'm clicking over 14,000.
That's a lot. That's a lot of beers. And you only signed up last year, right?
Nah, I think it was a couple months ago. So. No, it's almost 7.5 years, man.
With us also is part of the big time team from Lower Forge, Mr. Sean Galie. Hey, Sean.
How's it going?
And Sean also is a firefighter, so thank you, Sean, for getting out there and keeping us all safe, etc., and all of this mess we're in.
I guess it means I still have to go to work if I'm essential.
No, that's well. Thank you for what you do. And with us, lastly but certainly not leastly, is probably the most popular man right now in South Jersey, Mr. Brian Kieffer. Did I say the name right, Brian?
You did.
Okay. Brian, why don't you tell us a little about all you do aside from creating this amazing bracket of breweries that has caused a lot of camaraderie, a lot of friendships, a lot of, I'll use the term, butthurtedness out there also. So why don't you tell us actually what you really do, because I know you don't make any money off of that.
Yeah, I'm a consulting forester for private landowners. I write management plans to tell them how to manage their woodlands so they can get farmland assessment. And I work all over South Jersey, from Ocean County and Burlington County on down to Cape May Point.
Nice, very nice, very nice. And thank you. And you know, normally we also do a news segment first. But before we do the news segment, because the news really, we're going to talk about the bracket that Brian, that was it about 2,000 participants now, Brian?
As of right now, we are 4 shy of 2,400.
Wow. 4 shy of, wow, that's something else. Well, we're going to get into some details on that. First off, let's do our guest beers right now. We always do a guest beer on this show. And I will go first. I have a beer here that I'm drinking from, really from one of those North Jersey breweries called Icarus, which is in Lakewood. You know, apparently that's up in North Jersey or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe the mythical land of Central Jersey. I don't know. All I know is it's in Ocean County. And according to my boss, Big John Cashew, Ocean County is part of South Jersey Beer Scene. So according to the endorsement of South Jersey Beer Scene, it is South Jersey. I'm drinking a Fierce Brosnan, which is a German-style ale with pineapple and lime zest, and it's a sour, and it is very delicious, but not too sour, not like super pucker sour. Very nice. You know, if you could see it, you know, I don't know if we're gonna be showing a video on this, but you can see this, you know. And in keeping with the theme of Brian's bracket today, I have an Icarus beer, but I have a Dark City glass. Dark City, for those of you know, is also one of those North Jersey breweries. It's in Asbury Park, New Jersey, which is the Jersey Shore, but or whatever. So, Darren, what are you drinking today, sir?
Well, I got 2 carton beers that I'm drinking. So a North Jersey Shore group. So, but one of my favorites is, if everybody knows, especially on tap, that they follow me, is Carton Boat Beer. Carton Boat Beer is my favorite beer. still to this day, been drinking it for 7.5 years now. Tonight it'll be 454 check-ins of this beer.
Jeez.
So I'll be number
nice.
3. I'll be number 3 all time with Carton Boat. So,
I must be
Nice.
the laziest check-in person ever. I check in once or twice to my own beers, and I'm done with them.
Sean, what are you drinking today?
Well, I had to give up my own beer during the last Zoom thing I was on for Brewers, so I am drinking Flirt from 3 Threes, actually in South Jersey, properly from Hamilton. And I got to tell you, I got this delivered up to me a couple days ago. I really like this beer. Great hop nose, citrusy, aromatic, not overpowered. I love the fact I got little hop flakes floating in there. It's such a. Oh, here, it helps my show beer.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice glass there. What's the glass you got? That's your glass.
Because that's all I have in this house are lower forge glasses everywhere on everything.
And Brian, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
I'm drinking a vinyl double dry hopped Act Your Age New England IPA that I got delivered 2 days ago, I think, 2 or 3 days ago.
Heard a rumor that's South Jersey.
Mm-hmm. And I had it poured in a Brotherton glass, so.
Okay. Well, that's all right. That's okay. So, Brian, let's talk about the bracket you started. I was invited to the bracket by Ryan Lowe, who's one of the members of Brew Jersey. I know he used to be at Tomfoolery while that was open. Also, I know he's a very good friend of yours. He invited me to join the bracket. So, talk about the genesis of it. Where did it start? You know, what was the whole idea behind it?
Well, my friend Matt Balistrieri, he used to live in Atlantic County. He was a teacher. He moved to York, Pennsylvania, and he was bored, so he created a bracket for southeastern Pennsylvania breweries, but he didn't ever post it online. He just had people that watched his Facebook page. He would put up a matchup, and all his friends would vote. And I thought that was a good idea, but I wanted it that you should be able to download the bracket and fill it out and see how you thought it was. So I invited my friends, specifically like Ryan Lowe and everybody from Tomfoolery that I hung out with, and other beer drinking friends, like people that are in like Pennsauken and all over, people that I know go to breweries. And I said, hey, invite your friends. Let's get this thing going, just because we don't have March Madness. We didn't have AC Beer Fest. I was like, now we can go around and discuss which breweries that we like, which ones we don't, beers and stuff like that. Well, people took it to heart when I said invite your friends, and they ended up inviting all their friends. And now, like I said, we're still growing. I thought it would stop. I thought the invitations would stop by now, but again, we're 4 shy of 2,500 or 2,400 members, and I don't see it stopping. And I don't know. I was not expecting it to take off like this, believe me.
And it's been so popular. You know, I see all of the notes from the breweries and the brewers, and a little fighting back and forth. That's why I joked about Icarus. You know, I think someone said it was North Jersey, and then, you know, I know a dividing line that we discussed at South Jersey Beer Scene is like 195, and everything south of 195. Everything south of 195 is considered South Jersey. However, Mike Kieffer from NJCB, he got a question from someone about what the Screamin' Hill, which is in Cream Ridge, which is technically Monmouth County, but geographically it is south of 195, because 195 curves a little bit up in that area. So sometimes it can be a strange dividing line, and it's interesting to see the battles online about it. Tell us, Brian, how did you decide what breweries were going to be involved with this?
Well, I actually went to South Jersey Beer Scene. I just did a Google. I was like, South Jersey breweries, and your website came up and had the map, and it coincided with what we consider in the forestry world as South Jersey, because Burlington County, Ocean County, there is pretty much a straight line except for one little corner of Monmouth that sticks down. But I was like, so anything in Ocean County and below, I was like, I'm including. But for for reasons like, because I live in Vineland, I didn't include a lot of Ocean County breweries because I didn't get to them. So that's the reason. Like, most of my friends haven't been to those either. We pretty much stick with the really, really southern ones. And the only reason I was at Icarus, and I was actually at Dark City, I was at Carton. We did a bus tour with Ryan Lowe and his the South Jersey Brew Club, or Brew Jersey. They got a bus, and we go on the bus trips every time they do it. Even though we don't brew ourselves, we're basically their taste testers. And we just go in up there, and so I was there. I was at Backward Flag. I was at a couple others during that trip, but other than that, I haven't been able to make it up into Ocean County that much. I've been to Pinelands more than the others, and that's why when I couldn't get to 64 to make the bracket work completely, I had to start making cuts. So I cut the 5 or 6 that I haven't been to in Ocean County, brewed Red, White, and Brew, and all About the Hops. I was at About the Hops once. I had yet to go to Red, White, and Brew, but I just figured they were so new, I had to cut it down to 48 somehow, and that's what I did. And I have yet to be to Summers Point, but I included them just because they were so like, if you broke it down to the southeast bracket, I had to include them because they're on the coast and they're definitely in southeast, so I had to include them. And I actually included them over Tom Foolery since Tom Foolery closed. And I've been to Tom Foolery, and I mean, that's what my hangout was. And I really wanted to include Tom Foolery, but I'm like, hey, they closed, Summer Point's open. I switched them out.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as your seeding on it, how did you do the seeds in it? Because I know there was some consternation from people about the seeding that you did in that. How did you actually do that?
Well, that I literally just went to Untappd because I figured that's as neutral a site as you can possibly get, and that includes everything. So I went to see how many people checked in those beers. And it since these brackets end up being popularity contests anyway, I'm like, well, what breweries have the most check-ins? Unique check-ins or unique users. And that's what I went by, because I figured those are going to be the brewers with the most check-ins are going to be the ones that are most popular and most people have tried. So those are going to be the higher ranked ones. And then the ones that just opened up, the smaller ones, the ones that people don't know about, they're going to be the lower seeds. They're going to be the Gonzagas and the small AA or AAA schools, not the Division I schools. So
never count out Gonzaga. I'm just saying.
Well, now everybody knows the Gonzagas. They've been they've pretty much graduated to a top-notch basketball school. But I mean, Davidson, where what's his name, Steph Curry went to. When he was there, they were good. As soon as he left, they're down the dregs again. But yeah, that's how I wanted to keep it unbiased, because there were a lot of breweries that I didn't care for. I shouldn't say a lot. There were a few. And obviously, by my reviews, there was one in particular that I really didn't want to include, but I had to. But I just didn't want to be biased, so I just went completely by that. I listed them all, I ranked them all, and then I broke them off into the categories or into the sections geographically first, and then I ranked them just based on how many people checked it in.
See, what I like about Brian, what he did and what he does right now is that every morning, I'm an early bird, so I see when he puts his stuff in, he puts it in before 7 o'clock in the morning. I go in like 7:30, put my votes in real quick, read a couple things in there, and then I wait till lunchtime and jump back on again. Great job on that little Facebook excerpt. You actually put the voting into the section where we can just click on there, because at first scrolling down everything in the ass, but now everything's running smooth now. So
well, that's why I delayed it, because I was going to start it on April 1st, but I delayed it to April 2nd just because I needed to work out the kinks. I never did anything like this before.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm technologically illiterate. I barely can run computer programs, so I'm just like, how do I make it that? And I didn't make those topics in the announcements at first because I didn't know about them. I thought if I pin it to the top of the discussion, it should stay there. But then halfway through the day, people were like, "Where are they?" I'm like, and here it was halfway down. You had to scroll like an hour or two back. So I'm like, so I figured it out and I put it in many places. And people still don't even look on the tabs or anything. They just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
But I can't guide everybody.
And what's funny is it's actually turned into even more than just the brackets. People don't just post you; they'll comment. They'll have pictures of the beers that they're drinking that day. Like I think it's today. Today was drinking a beer out of a different glass than the actual beer that you had, and that's why I mentioned that I had Icarus that I was drinking out of a Dark City glass.
Well, there was two people made the initial comment. They're like, "Am I weird because if they poured a beer from a brewery into a glass that wasn't from the same brewery, anytime they took a picture, they turned the glass around so you wouldn't see the label." I'm like, what does that matter? It's like, and as other people have posted, it's like you're promoting two breweries at the same time. You have the glassware from one, you have the beer from another.
Yep.
Who cares?
Sure.
But these people take it really seriously and like, oh no, it has to be exact.
Sure.
It's just
Yeah, well, some people are OCD like that, and they need it. They need to do that. So, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take a little commercial break, and we will be back. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay.
okay. I need a refill anyway.
Okay. Very good. We'll talk to you all soon.